Hey, good morning, and welcome to the beach. So, I just got back yesterday from a nice camping trip at the Springs here in Florida. Out in the woods, did some kayaking and just away from the crowds, enjoying nature, and just feeling very, very spiritual. I felt like there was this major connection that had been missing for a while. Not that it was missing, but it wasn't as strong as I would like to have had it. You know, that spiritual connection with God is so important in my recovery. And I felt like I was gaining it back, you know? But then the camping trip was over. And I had to get on the road with all these crazy people driving, and you know, I found myself grumbling at traffic, and I felt this like my vibration level increased the further away from the woods that I got. So to me, that's a good example of how not practicing the principles of this program can be so detrimental. Now, not that I wasn't practicing the principles, let's just say that I wasn't really looking at step 11 too much. I wasn't seeking through prayer and meditation to improve my conscious contact. You know, the thing about that connection with God, it's my responsibility to keep that connection, not His. So in a perfect world, I would keep that spiritual connection with God, whether I'm in the woods, or I'm on the highway, or I'm at the mall, or I'm on the beach. It doesn't matter where I am. It's possible. It is possible to keep that spiritual connection going. Now, how do I do that? That's the question. First of all, step 11 tells us to seek through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understand Him. That's pivotal right there. You know, if you read pages 85 through 88 every day, it gives you instructions on how to live and how to keep that spiritual connection going. Now, if you're not reading it and you're not practicing step 11, you're going to lose that spiritual connection. And that's just the way it is. Doesn't matter who you're with or where you are, that spiritual connection can be had. The only way to know how important that spiritual connection is to have had it before and lost it. That's when you go, oh, that's what I was missing, or that's how important it is. It is important. So what's the big deal about having a spiritual connection? Well, if you ask that question, you've probably never had the spiritual connection. There's something that happens along the way in recovery. It's called a spiritual awakening. But along with those awakenings, because I believe there's more than one, there are spiritual experiences. In a lot of ways, that means the same thing. Spiritual awakening, spiritual experience. But for me, I think there's a definite difference. First of all, an awakening for me is, oh, that's what a spiritual connection is. To me, that's an awakening. It's like, awakening my spirit to the value of having God right there with you at all times. You know, you guys have heard me say that I used to be under the influence of alcohol, but now I'm under the influence of God. That makes a big difference. And not just in not drinking, After a while in recovery, not drinking isn't even what it's about. What it becomes about is being the person that God intended me to be in the first place. That doesn't mean that the old me is completely gone. The old me is still hanging around, just waiting for the opportunity to come back and make bad choices and, ruin my life and other people's lives. That's not who I want to be anymore. I want to be someone who can be trusted. I want to be someone who's helpful to God and other people. The book says that our main purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to God and the people about us. That's our main purpose. Now, how do I do that without a spiritual connection? Yeah, I don't know either. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. It's not just something I do once and call it a day. I have to maintain that. What we have is a daily reprieve. It's a daily reprieve that's contingent. It's contingent upon the maintenance of our spiritual program. I have to maintain that spiritual connection with God. And yes, sometimes it's easier to maintain that spiritual connection when I'm out in the woods or here at the beach, or away from the crowds and the traffic and crazy life that we have. It's much easier to maintain that spiritual connection. But it's when I'm not in those places and those situations that I need Him the most. So back to our question, what's the big deal of having that spiritual connection? When I'm connected with God, I'm connected with other people. I'm connected. I feel serenity in my life. I feel happiness, joyousness, and freedom. Those are so important to me. So important. In step 1, I fired my manager because he was doing a terrible job. Step 2, I found a new manager. And in step 3, I let him do his damn job. I got out of the way. If I don't have that spiritual connection, I become in charge again. And that's not good. I've already proven that I cannot manage my life. It takes a power greater than myself to do a good job of managing my life. So whether you're out in the woods, or you're at the beach, or you're in the middle of traffic, you're in the middle of some kind of stressful situation, you still need that spiritual connection with God. If you don't maintain that, you lose serenity. You lose that peace of mind. And you can no longer be happy, joyous, and free. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.